Zodiac signs that possess powerful energy. The most powerful energy flows are not born by chance. They are formed where strength of character is combined with an inner charge capable of changing events, influencing people, and paving the way even through obstacles. Today, I will show you which zodiac signs possess energy that can amplify, transform, and leave a tangible mark on space. This is not about faith. It is about the power that you see every day, although sometimes you do not notice its scale. As the author of this channel, I have been analyzing people's energy vibrations, their behavior, decisions, and influence for many years. And it is these signs that are capable of creating such powerful waves that the mood, atmosphere, and even the intentions of those around them change. Today, you will learn who is capable of attracting opportunities, who breaks barriers with just a glance, and who possesses a quiet but unbreakable power that compresses space. No myths, no excessive mysticism, just clear esoteric analytics that I use in my forecasts and research. Before we continue, write your zodiac sign in the comments and whether you feel strong energy within yourself. And if you want to receive the most powerful analytical reviews and forecasts, subscribe to the channel. Next, there will be information that can change your perception of your own strength. The first sign is Aquarius. In Aquarius, energy is formed not through external gestures or loud statements, but through an internal thought structure that constantly works in search of solutions. People of this sign do not openly demonstrate their strength, but anyone who spends a long time around them feels the pressure of their intellectual presence. Aquarius uses energy as a working tool, directing it not towards dramatic displays, but towards creating what others consider impossible. This combination of analysis and stability is the hidden reason why they are considered to be the bearer of one of the most powerful energy structures. Aquarius never acts impulsively. They carefully study the context, assess the consequences, check the logic of events, and only then make a decision. The energy of this sign is based on the ability to remain impartial, even when the situation calls for an emotional response. This position does not make him cold. On the contrary, it allows him to influence others without pressure, creating a space in which people change their own approaches. His strength is not confrontational. It is strategic. When Aquarius embarks on a difficult task, he mobilizes his internal resources in an extremely rational manner. He does not waste energy on unnecessary things, does not succumb to external noise, but focuses on the points that really change the outcome. This ability to work in a focused manner has a unique feature. His energy is not dissipated, but accumulated, creating an effect similar to acceleration. People around him often wonder how he manages to do more than others, and even though he expends less energy. Another key characteristic of Aquarius is the ability to set energy boundaries. He clearly senses where his responsibilities end and those of others begin. This is what allows him to avoid burnout. His energy is restored through precise dosing of participation in events, rather than through chaotic attempts to escape the load. This approach creates an impression of self-sufficiency around Aquarius, and people often perceive him as someone who always knows what to do. Aquarius does not compete for authority. His strength manifests itself in confidence that does not need confirmation. They influence through facts, through unconventional decisions, through the ability to see structure where others see only chaos. Their energy works as a catalyst. In the presence of this person, many suddenly begin to think more boldly, more broadly, more concretely. In their professional activities, Aquarians are able to maintain a high pace without compromising quality. They organize work in such a way that even complex processes become predictable and manageable. There is no magic in this, only discipline of thought and internal order. Their energy has a distinctly analytical character, so they are able to break down large tasks into structural elements and overcome each of them without excessive effort. In social interactions, Aquarius rarely succumbs to the chaos of other people's emotions. It is this stability that makes him the center of gravity in groups. People intuitively sense in him someone who does not waver under pressure. His strength is not about conflict, it is about stability, the clarity and the ability to maintain his own position regardless of the circumstances. Aquarius's energy is constructive. It is the ability not to lose oneself in the dynamics of events and not to allow others to influence one's own direction. Their inner resource works like a well-tuned mechanism that does not need external stimuli to remain effective. Second sign, Cancer. Cancer possesses energy that is difficult to classify according to the usual parameters of strength, because it is not directed outward, but strengthens structures within. A person of this sign does not try to persuade or dominate, but their influence is felt in how the behavior of others changes when they are present. Cancer forms an inner space in which emotions become clear, thoughts become rational, and tension is reduced even before they speak a word. This ability to stabilize the environment is the source of the drama of their energy. It acts without warning but always hits the core of the situation. Cancer reads people not by their words or gestures, but by small changes in behavior that others miss. They respond to the slightest signals, forming strategies that seem intuitive, but are actually based on a deep analysis of interactions. Their energy does not explode but accumulates, creating a space where every step is thought out and calculated. Thanks to this, Cancer is able to maintain tension even in the most difficult situations, remaining calm while others lose control. Cancer's strength lies in the fact that he does not idealize people. He sees motives, hidden intentions, and subtle reactions. This ability does not make him cynical, but shapes a sober attitude towards relationships, allowing him to avoid unnecessary energy loss. He knows how to allocate resources correctly, where to support, where to retreat, where to pause. His energy works as a tool of cautious and thoughtful influence that does not require demonstrative actions. When Cancer makes a decision, and he does so slowly, but with incredible accuracy, his emotional structure is so deep that every decision goes through a multi-level internal check. And it is this complexity that shapes his strength. He does not allow chance to control the direction of movement. Even when it seems that Cancer is simply observing, work is going on inside, building future events logically and consistently. Cancer's inner energy discipline is evident in how he protects his own boundaries. He does not allow others to disturb his inner balance, and does not enter into conflicts without good reason. His strength is manifested not in confrontation, but in his ability to remain steadfast when circumstances are pressing or provocative. Cancer rarely succumbs to manipulation by others, and because he perceives every dynamic influence as a system that can be analyzed and neutralized. Cancer's energy is especially noticeable in moments when order needs to be established. He is capable of organizing even chaotic structures, restoring their logic and clarity. People often underestimate this trait because Cancer's strength is not loud, but its results are always noticeable. It not only stabilizes situations, it builds the foundation for their further growth. Cancer does not seek recognition. It does not need applause or public proof of effectiveness. The energy of this sign is directed towards the formation of internal control, and it is from this that its influence begins. When it works on a task, it does so systematically, avoiding chaotic decisions. Its strength lies in its ability to construct rather than destroy. But Cancer's energy is a depth that does not require noise. It is the ability to maintain balance where others lose their footing and to create an environment in which chaos disappears. Cancer does not impose itself on the world. It creates an environment around itself that begins to work according to its rules. It is this ability that makes it one of the most energetically powerful signs. Third sign, Capricorn. Capricorn possesses energy reminiscent of a well-oiled machine, stable, precise, disciplined. People of this sign do not waste energy on trifles and do not get distracted by emotional impulses. Their internal structure is geared towards endurance rather than short-term bursts, which allows Capricorns to maintain tension where others give up. Their energy doesn't need to be declared. It manifests itself in results that are difficult to deny. The drama of their strength lies in the fact that it is invisible until it becomes the only point of stability in a situation. Capricorns can focus with such precision that everything superfluous disappears. They work not intuitively but structurally, analyzing, building, calculating. His energy is like pressure that balances any unstable system. People around him often feel this presence, even when he is silent. It is concise but dense and does not require additional gestures. Thanks to this, Capricorn is able to influence his environment without words. His strength is based on internal rules that he never breaks. These rules create a clear framework that allows him to withstand loads that would be destructive to others. Capricorn is not afraid of complex processes and does not shy away from responsibility. He takes on what others consider unmanageable because his energy is not prone to chaos. It is based on logic, consistency, and self-control. Capricorns know how to accumulate energy gradually. They do not waste it on empty talk or ineffective actions. Thanks to this, their every step seems accurate, even if it looks restrained from the outside. This is not a coincidence, but a strategy. People often wonder how he maintains his performance in situations where others have long lost confidence. It's simple. Capricorn does not allow the outside world to dictate his pace. Capricorn's energy is especially evident in moments when the situation requires decisiveness. They do not rush around, do not succumb to doubts, but act in accordance with their chosen course of action. Their decisiveness is not about aggression, but about precision. They do not waste energy fighting what does not matter and do not respond to provocations. This is their dramatic advantage. They remain steadfast even when circumstances change chaotically. In relationships and work, Capricorn creates a space where order becomes the norm. He does not rely on chance and does not allow emotions to control processes, and his energy forms a stable foundation on which others can rely. And although he rarely expects gratitude, his presence is often crucial to achieving results. Capricorn does not demonstrate strength openly. It is hidden in the details, in choice, in endurance, in precision of movement. Their energy works consistently, like a well-tuned mechanism that is not thrown off by noise and unpredictability. Their greatest advantage lies in this calmness and focus. Capricorn's energy is the foundation on which stability rests. It is the ability to remain steadfast when events lose their shape, and to continue on the path even when the road becomes more difficult. They do not seek to impress. They seek to create results that need no justification. Fourth sign, Sagittarius. Sagittarius possesses energy that acts as an internal impetus, capable of changing the course of events even without loud words. People of this sign move forward at moments when others are still hesitating, and it is this trait that creates tension around them, which is noticeable in their behavior. Sagittarius does not adapt to the pace of the environment. They set their own, sometimes sharp, sometimes unexpected, but always logical in terms of the goal. Their energy resembles a force that does not need permission to express itself through action. Sagittarius does not seek support before starting to move. He takes responsibility for every step because his inner energy is based on confidence in his own decisions. This is not recklessness or impulsiveness, but a natural ability to see the big picture, where others see only risk. That is why people who have observed Sagittarius for a long time note that he seems to predict the course of events, although he does so without metaphysical explanations. His tools are logic, consistency, and the ability to react quickly. Sagittarius's energy works in the most straightforward way possible. If a problem arises, they do not stop at the first obstacle, but immediately look for a way to break through. This strategic assertiveness creates the impression of inexhaustible strength, although in reality it is based on clear internal organization. Sagittarius does not accumulate tension, he transforms it into action. When most people are locked in indecision, he takes practical steps, and it is this ability that shapes the dramatic effect of his influence. Sagittarius keeps his distance from chaotic emotions. He does not allow external noise to interfere with his plans, because he realizes that energy is lost when a person succumbs to inconsistent reactions. His inner core is built on clarity, which rarely fails. And although his directness sometimes seems too harsh, it carries a clear message. He does not waste energy on things that will not matter in the long run. Sagittarius's strength is most evident in difficult situations. He does not shy away from stress or look for ways to retreat. On the contrary, he sharpens his focus, becoming more precise, collected, and consistent. His actions resemble reaction that are free of hesitation. This ability to stay focused under pressure makes Sagittarius one of the most energetic figures among the signs. So Sagittarius does not allow stagnation in either work or thought. They constantly move systems forward, forcing events to pick up speed. Their energy is not static. It creates impulses that others pick up on without even realizing the source of their appearance. This is the power characteristic of Sagittarius. They change their environment simply by performing their own tasks. In relationships and interactions, Sagittarius builds a space where freedom is combined with responsibility. They do not appropriate other people's energy, manipulate, or create dependencies. Their strength lies in their ability to influence without coercion. People around them begin to act more actively, more boldly, more straightforwardly, because their inner tempo is contagious. Sagittarius's energy is a movement that does not stop because of doubts, and it is a desire to act where others ponder the possibility of loss. It is confidence that needs no confirmation. It is a force that remains stable even when everything around is changing too quickly. And that is why Sagittarius belongs to those whose energy is capable of shaping events. Fifth sign, Pisces. The energy of Pisces is distinguished by its impressive depth, which is never superficial. People of this sign do not demonstrate their strength through sudden movements or impulsiveness. Their inner resource manifests itself through the ability to analyze subtle relationships between people, events, and moods, and to transform them into concrete conclusions. Pisces do not rely on intuition in a mystical sense. Their energy is based on attentiveness, observation, and the ability to notice details that others overlook. In the presence of Pisces, the environment seems to change its rhythm. People begin to speak more accurately, move more calmly, and make more balanced decisions. This is not manipulation or psychological pressure. It is the effect of the internal structure that Pisces forms imperceptibly. Their energy does not seek to dominate, but has the ability to transform the atmosphere. It is in this ability that the drama lies. They influence not with words, but with the state they create around them. Pisces work with information in a non-linear way. They analyze events as if they see them in several dimensions at once. This allows them to quickly determine the essence of the process and choose the right actions without wasting energy. Their strength lies in their precision, which is independent of external pressure. Pisces are not thrown off balance by chaos, because they are used to working with changing conditions and complex systems. The energy of Pisces is especially noticeable in their interactions with people. They know how to create a sense of security without resorting to loud promises or strict boundaries. It is a calmness that does not cause anxiety, but on the contrary, restores clarity. People often open up to Pisces more than they planned, because they feel a stability in them that needs no proof. And it is this ability that forms the foundation of their energetic influence. At work, Pisces demonstrate a discipline that many underestimate. They can take on complex tasks and solve them methodically, without haste, but also without stopping. Their energy does not move in flashes, but in a steady, wave-like flow that keeps pace, even in long-term projects. That is why Pisces are able to withstand stress better than it seems at first glance. Pisces never waste energy on conflicts that have no constructive meaning. They understand that energy is not unlimited, so they direct it towards processes that produce real results. So their inner balance is based on an understanding of proportions, what should be controlled and what is better to give up. This makes them resilient, even when overly emotional events are happening around them. The energy of Pisces is not softness, as is often mistakenly believed. It is a force that works deeply, systematically, and precisely. They do not seek to appear strong, but their influence grows where others lose their bearings. They know how to maintain inner balance in changing conditions and create a space where tension no longer dictates decisions. That is why Pisces belong to the signs whose energy is capable not only of supporting, but also of transforming any situation in which they are involved.